Riveting content. Empowering your life. Welcome to the Sphere. This episode is sponsored by Elite Dental Wellness. At Elite Dental Wellness, Dr. Ashandra Batiste understands that one of the biggest obstacles is dental fear. The vision at Elite Dental Wellness is to ensure every patient is treated with respect. Riveting content. Empowering your life. Welcome to the Sphere. This episode is sponsored by Elite Dental Wellness. At Elite Dental Wellness, Dr. Ashandra Batiste understands that one of the biggest obstacles is dental fear. The vision at Elite Dental Wellness is to ensure every patient is treated with respect, ultimate care, patience, and love. Call us today to make an appointment at area code 713-789-8680. Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today to advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789. KOG and Company. Are your unique gifts and talents changing the world? Do you desire to belong to a community of unity? Visit KOGpassion.com to learn more about the Unleash Your Dopeness movement.
Hello. Hey, you guys. Welcome to the Money Factor here on the Sphere. My name is LaShonda Johnson, your certified financial educator and also the co-founder of the Houston Housewives of Finance. And
good morning, everyone. My name is Tony Sander, also the co-founder of the Houston Housewives of Finance and your certified financial educator, education instructor. I'm trying to figure out where she got that "and" from. I'm like, where's she going? And?
I don't know. I mean,
or no, it wasn't the "and." It was the "hello."
Yeah, I was
hello.
like, I didn't know what I needed to say. I was froze. I was like, what is going on with me?
It's like, hello.
It's like my brain was trying to register.
All right.
Where am I? And what am I doing this
morning?
Well,
it's Money Mondays.
It is Money Mondays. You guys, welcome back.
Yes.
Excuse us for whatever didn't happen right this morning, but you know what? This show is going to be real right. Okay, so we are still in October, which is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Absolutely.
That is the reason for the pink. Think pink. And we had an incredible show last week, and we're going to have an incredible show today. So we're going to continue in our pursuit of education. And it's funny, Tony, how everything ties into money.
Absolutely.
Every single thing.
Every single thing.
Yeah. So we just got off of Life Insurance Awareness Month. We transitioned straight into Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And the same things that applied then still apply now.
They still apply today.
But now they apply as it relates to your health. Your wealth and health.
And I know that you're very passionate about
Yes.
the health and the wealth.
Yes.
And it's really important. We had some affiliates yesterday who represented Houston Housewives of Finance yesterday at a local event at the Ensemble Theater. We were invited by The Rose. Thank you very much for the invitation.
Yes.
And man, I tell you one thing, you got to make sure that you're getting early detection.
Absolutely.
You got to get your health checked.
You have to do that. And so to actually push that message a little harder, you know, we have a breast cancer survivor here with us today. We said on the last show that we were going to do that. And so we're being true to our word. And we have a very special guest with us today. And she is a breast cancer survivor. And I mean, her story is very compelling, especially as far as early detection. So it's our great pleasure to introduce to you guys Miss Cheri Gardner.
Yay.
Can we get hands?
Yes.
Hi, my name is Cheri Gardner, and I am a breast cancer survivor of 8 years, as well as a licensed financial professional and a life coach to single moms. I'd like to thank LaShonda and Tony for having me on the show.
Awesome. 8 years.
Yes.
8 whole years.
What a
That's
blessing.
awesome.
That is a blessing. Back in 2011, I always went for my mammograms. I started in my 30s going for my mammograms, and I went that particular day, and as I left the house, I was like, I guess I just kind of feel a little different. I told my daughter, and she's like, oh, Mom, don't worry. Everything's okay. So I get there, and lo and behold, they tell me that they called me back, and they said, we found a spot. And I'm like, what? So you hear that, and you're like, oh, my God. Da, 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 da. But the thing about it is, what the importance of, like you said, early detection, going to your regularly scheduled mammograms every year. I went every year religiously, is that the year before there was nothing.
Wow.
And then I went to this one, and they found a spot.
Just 1 year later.
1 year later. So it's not like, I'll do it 1 year and then I won't do it for 5. Because I was like, what if I'd have waited? Or what if I decided I didn't want to go?
Right.
Or I hadn't been doing these yearly mammograms. So when I went back and met up with my doctor, he had said that it was like the size of a pencil lead. So it wasn't like a big, I didn't feel any lumps. I did regular self-exams. It was encapsulated in my milk duct.
Wow. Now, let's stop right there for 1 second, Cheri. Okay. I want you guys to envision that. She said the size of a pencil.
Yeah, the tip.
Yeah, that's like
nothing. It's like nothing.
That's like really,
but still,
really
it was there.
It was there, yes. So it's something that they do, and it lights up the screen, and they see all this light, and they said that's when you can detect. That's what it is. So anyway, I went in there, and we talked about it. We discussed options, and immediately I became a vegan. Because I just felt that, I got to get my body prepared for this. So I started eating healthier. I started working out, just preparing for what's to come, because I've seen women and they can't use their arms. So I said, I got to get in shape. I got to have my legs in shape. I got to be prepared for this. So there was a lot of preparation before, I actually had the surgery. Now, when they found it, like I said, it was stage 0. So I was very fortunate.
Wow.
Because sometimes people are at stage 4,
Absolutely.
And they can't, by then, I'm not going to say it's too late, but you have to go through a lot. So, so I did that, got prepared. Maybe about 3 months later, had the surgery. Everything went well. And my recovery, the doctor came in and said he was amazed that my recovery, I was sitting up eating, I was doing everything like the next day. And I said it was a lot of prayer, and I'm sure the veganism had a lot to do with it. So, move forward. It was like a 6-week recovery. Then there was the reconstruction surgery. And here I am today. I had a good team of doctors at Kelsey-Seybold and Methodist Hospital.
Awesome.
So I'm really blessed and grateful.
One thing that I can say about being here in Houston, man, we have a phenomenal, best.
Yes. Thank you to all of our, our medical center.
Medical center.
We have
MD
an incredible place here in Houston.
People come from all around the world.
All over the world to come here to receive treatment for all types of cancer.
Right.
Yes. And, breast cancer happens to be the number 1 cancer that claims women's lives.
Right. Absolutely. And we discussed that on last week.
Yes,
1 in 8.
Absolutely.
1 in 8.
1 in 8.
Yes.
Wow. And so this is something that we have to take extremely seriously as women. And so the other thing that we also need to take note of what Cheri said is early detection.
Early detection.
Early detection. And so now they're making things very easy for you to be able to get a mammogram if you can't afford it, if you don't have health care.
Oh, yeah. The resources are out there.
The resources are there. So you've got to do the necessary calls and make it. You guys, it's, we just had someone else, Miko in our office, said early detection saved her mom's life.
Yeah, early detection.
And
is
so
key.
early detection is key, you guys. And so I just wanted to ask, emotionally, when you got that call.
Well, I don't know. I'm very in tune with my body, and it just seemed like something was off, So when they called me, mentally I was prepared for it. Spiritually, I was prepared for it.
Now, when you say something was off, you felt it prior to?
Just inside, it just, when you're in tune with your body, you can feel when something's not right. I wasn't in any pain. So I just didn't know what it was, And I was having like hip pain or something like that. And I went to the doctor and they said, oh, you're doing too much dancing, blah, 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 whatever. And I was like, no, this is inside. I said, I don't think it's something on the outside. It's something on the inside. But the doctors couldn't find anything. So I don't know if that was it. But I just had, that deep. You know how women's intuition.
That intuition,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes.
Something just was off. So that's why, when he said it, I was like, okay, it was an initial shock, but I was like, whatever this is, I have to deal with it.
Right.
And I know that there were other women when I was in there in the hospital, their recovery wasn't as good. And I think that has to do with your mindset too. How you're willing to accept and deal with what you're dealt. And some people are just so, lost because, I made jokes about it with the doctors, because the first thing they offer you is chemotherapy and radiation. And I refused it. I was like, there's no way I'm going to do that. I said, so what's my other options? And I don't mind talking about it. And he said, well, a mastectomy. So I told him, I said, hey, I've had children. They've been put to use. They're nothing but, show. I said, so do what you got to do to save my life,
Wow.
So, and he laughed. He was like, that's funny. I said, they've served their purpose. Go right ahead, And so I didn't have to go through that chemo or radiation, which I think also helped. I didn't have to do the after medication drugs that most survivors do, that have gone through chemo or radiation.
I mean, that's incredible.
That's incredible, but that also depends, Cheri. Would that also depend on what stage you're in, what your options are available to you?
Not only the stage, because mine was in my milk duct, it was encapsulated.
Okay.
So
explain that. Yes,
okay.
explain that.
So being in my milk duct, it wasn't going to go anywhere.
It's just going to stay right there.
Right there in my milk duct. Now, it could have grew into a huge mass.
Okay.
And possibly did something, but it was encapsulated so it wasn't going to spread. So when they gave me the options, I said, take it, because when they took it, they took away the cancer. So it's not like...
So it didn't have it
wasn't going to go to my lymph nodes.
So
it wasn't going to go...
there.
It's just going to stay there.
So let's just remove it because it's there. We know it's going to be there. Let's remove it.
Exactly. So
Wow.
it's not like I was that attached to him.
Wow.
Hey.
So, yeah.
Okay, so we're at that point in the show that we have to talk about our first sponsor. We're talking about, breast cancer, but we also need to make sure our oral care is intact.
Absolutely.
And so the person that can help us with that is Elite Dental Wellness, and that's Dr. Chandra Baptiste. So at Elite Dental Wellness, our vision is to create a welcoming practice that will offer exceptional dental care and a lifetime of dental wellness. We're committed to the finest possible oral care and the overall health and well-being of our patients. Elite Dental Wellness is built upon a foundation of integrity, expertise, and service. Through our commitment to modern dentistry, continuing education, and friendly atmosphere, we strive to make our patients feel that they're part of our family. Dentistry can be scary, daunting, and uncomfortable. Dr. Baptiste and her team work tirelessly to ensure your comfort. Make your appointment today with Dr. Chandra Baptiste at Elite Dental Wellness by calling 713-789-8680.
Something popped up in my mind when you said it could be scary, and but the thing I like what you said is you took it on. You were like, okay, whatever this is,
let's
deal with it.
Yeah.
I just got to deal with it.
Right.
And I think that when your mind is set, and we always talk about the mindset.
Right.
You can handle anything.
Yes.
Right.
You can handle
Yes.
it.
And I mean, I like that you also said you were spiritually.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
And
Spiritually ready to deal with it. So, you guys are health. We talk about there being a
Mind,
a
body,
circle,
and soul.
a circle. You have to have your health in check, your spirituality in check, your finances in check, your physical activity in check. There has to be so
Right.
many things we need to have in check.
Absolutely.
And the moral of the story is we cannot take things for granted.
Right.
Right.
Absolutely.
You can't take things for granted. I mean, your story is remarkable
Right.
Right.
in that it was, you didn't have opportunity for growth for it to grow out, and it was in where it was
Encapsulated.
I do have one more question because we know that this happens to women of all ages,
Yes.
of all races, but especially in the African American community. At what age did this affect you?
I was 50.
You were 50.
Yeah, I was
absolutely.
50. But I started getting mammograms at 30. Now they've pushed the age to 40.
40,
Which is really unfortunate because there are younger women getting breast
Absolutely.
cancer.
Yes.
And if you're not, doing the mammograms,
How would you
Or even
know?
your
how they're gonna-
self-test.
Yeah,
you
no,
know?
self-test is
Yes.
important.
Yes.
And,
Yeah, but you did self-test. You wouldn't have detected that.
I would not have detected until it was too late.
So
Till
you
it
still
grew.
can't. That can't be the
Right.
be all to end all.
Until
Have
it
to get
grew.
that mammogram.
And I know my first cousin. She was 32. when she was diagnosed.
And I also have a friend that was in her early
Yeah.
30s that we're looking to have her on the show as
didn't-
well.
We didn't
Right.
have
No.
we didn't have any history in our families.
Yeah,
history
no,
in
I
your
didn't have any
family?
history in my family either.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've had that, and let me tell you something. When I didn't have breast cancer, but I did have a benign tumor in my right breast, and I was in the 9th grade.
Wow.
And I just lay down on the
Wow.
sofa. Yes, I just lay down on the sofa, and I felt something just pop up.
Oh
And
my
I called my
gosh.
mom in, and I had it removed, and it was a benign tumor.
Wow.
I'll never forget it. It was in 1983.
Wow.
And every year I have to go, and I often check. And I mean, when I'm checking,
Right, right.
Because I think that more women need to be, what you said, in tune with,
With
their
their
bodies.
bodies, yes.
You know,
Yes.
you have to be in tune of exactly what's going on.
So you can notice a difference.
You notice
Yeah.
the difference.
So you can notice the
Absolutely.
So I kind of want to switch gears just a little
Sure.
bit on on the financial impact. The
Yes.
financial impact. So I want you to share with us, the financial impact of that diagnosis. At the time you were 50, but as you said, Tony, this impacts women of all ages, and just hang with us, because later in the show, we're going to talk about the African American woman and how they are, the breadwinners in the family.
Right.
Ooh, yes. Single
And
mothers.
single moms.
Yes.
And so we're going to talk about that and really draw a correlation and say why it's important for you to make sure that you get these early exams and there's early detection. But let's just talk about the financial impact.
Okay. Well, fortunately, I was blessed to be in a position, I work for the school district. But I did have disability insurance.
Thank God.
Very important when you're not. I was out for 6 weeks. So I still received an income, but that disability also helped with outside insurance, things that insurance didn't cover. Like, say, for instance, I'm just going to talk about the special bras that you have to have.
Wow.
Oh, my gosh. Those can run up to $200, $200.
Wow.
So that disability
Helps with
pay.
that.
It's a supplement,
Right.
to help pay for things like that, things that the insurance doesn't cover. Now, I did actually have, insurance on my job. I was fortunate to also have enough time off to be paid, but most people don't have that. So that's why the disability insurance component is very, very important to supplement your income and pay for things that your insurance don't cover.
So was there
Wow.
anyone in your family still financially dependent upon you at that time, or were you still supporting anyone?
Yes, I had 2 kids at home. I still had,
Wow.
Wow.
2 kids at home, being a single mom. And that was the hardest time for me, for them to see me like that, because I might get emotional, because I was the breadwinner.
Absolutely.
And it's like, now my kids have to turn around and take care of me.
Right.
That's
Right.
really hard to watch, but great. I'm grateful that my daughter was old enough to do that.
How
My
old
son,
were your children?
my son was still in high school, I think 11th grade. And then my daughter, I think she may have graduated college. Yeah, but she was just
So they were at
after-
an age where they, even though you didn't want to see them,
Right,
see you
right.
like that, but they were a great support and help for
right.
you.
They were less dependent on me. And I've
Absolutely.
met women who their kids were
Young.
8 and
Yeah.
7,
7 years old.
and
Yeah.
they're in the bed, and then that support system is huge too. I mean, my job came out and supported me. My church brought food. My sisters took turns weekly, coming, because I was out 6 weeks, and I mean, I literally had to lay flat on my back. I could
Wow.
not. I slept in a chair for 6 weeks.
Wow.
Because the reconstruction, you have tubes, and it's just a mess. But people have to be there to help you.
Right.
So that's another thing, the support system. But yes, the disability insurance was a very important piece to helping me get through what I had to get through.
And that's what we talk about here all the time on the Money Factor with the Houston Housewives of Finance. We're always talking about that preparation. If you don't have a plan, you're going to plan to fail. Most people are living paycheck to paycheck. They're not even considering if something were to happen, if an emergency were to happen, if you were to get sick. These are the things. That's why we come to you each and every Monday to bring you this information.
Yes.
This is such a powerful show. Be sure to make sure that you
you
share
share
this
this.
show.
Absolutely.
People need to know about it. We all have a mother, a sister, a daughter, a cousin,
auntie,
an
a
auntie.
grandma, you
Yes,
know,
that people
friends.
need to know this. And people are living paycheck
Yes.
to paycheck.
Yes. Right. But the thing before we end Facebook Live, because we have to end it here, but the show is not ending, you guys. I want to say this. I want to say that, we have to, in most cases, it's not that we don't have the means. We're spending the means in other places, and
Right.
we're not prepared for such a time as this.
Absolutely.
And so maybe that's not your story, but who knows that won't be
that
your
won't
story.
be your story.
Right.
And so there's, of course, we're going to talk about here having proper insurance on your life, because Cheri's story could have ended the
Right.
opposite way, and she still had people that was
Dependent on her, yes.
that was depending on her. And so, but there's also disability, there's long-term care. So
Right.
there's so many things that we need to consider, and we need to quit sweeping under the rug, because it's important. And before we go off of Facebook Live, I want to say that we're going to have a breast cancer awareness drive Thursday
Yes.
the
18th?
Thursday
Is it
the 18th
yes.
at our memorial location. And stay tuned for that. It's something that Cheri, in her heart wants to do. You guys get to bring out, can donate to the American Cancer Society or Breast Cancer Foundation, but bring some pink socks. And but we're gonna help you to get properly protected for the unexpected. Okay,
That's great.
And so we do have to end Facebook Live now, you guys. So we need you this moment, this second, right now, to go to the Sphere and subscribe. We need you to do that right now. When you're there, shoot on over to iTunes. Write a review for us. Okay, this is a powerful show. I'm not just biased. It's powerful. The information that we do give to you guys is extremely important. It's life-changing and life-altering in a good way, okay? While you're there, we'd like for you to share the show. We don't know who you know. Everybody needs to hear this message.
Absolutely.
Every week, everything we share, everybody needs to hear. We don't know who you know, so we need you to share the show. Then we would like for you, if you would like to donate. We provide this show to you completely complimentary. However, you can donate one time if you'd like, or you can become a regular donation patron. Either way, we'd like it or love it. So go share the show, subscribe, write a review, and donate, okay? The show is not ending, but to watch the show in its entirety, you will have to be a subscriber. So we're going to get back onto the show now. So you were talking about disability, having the proper support, your children. That was 6 weeks.
Right.
Some people are fighting cancer 2-3 years.
Years.
Right.
Exactly.
And then it
and
goes in remission and comes back.
Right. And I was, I've been life insurance I've had since I was 21 years old. And I'm not talking particularly just my job. I've always had outside life insurance because I never really depended on a job. I saw so many people lose their jobs.
Right.
Right up to retirement, and then it's yanked, bye, you're done. Here's
Can
your
you
pink slip.
repeat that?
Oh.
That they have it all the way up to they retire,
Yeah.
and then they don't have anything.
Yeah, because I saw it. Living in California, it's like, oh, I have 6 months to retire. Well, 5th month, here's your pink slip. Everything gone. All your, coverage, your benefits, your health, everything. So I've always had a job and outside life insurance.
Absolutely.
Because I thought about my children, So that I didn't have to worry about. Then, because I was always covered, and I always had enough to cover whatever debt I had, the home I owned, the car I drove, and enough money to take care of my children.
But you know what? I'm glad you say that too, because your prognosis is also affected by the level of stress. What if you're worried about all these things?
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm worried about if my kids are going to be able to eat, if we're going to have a place.
You can't even concentrate on getting well because you're thinking about the
Yes.
financial implications that this is
Yes.
going to have.
So,
Yes.
like you talk about health and wealth are impacted. If you're taking care of business, taking care of your health, taking care of yourself, that's less to worry about.
Right.
And then you can build on your wealth. And, that's why I talk to single moms, because that's a constant survival mode. They're
Constant.
constantly worried about those
Oh,
things.
yeah.
Constantly.
But if you had that insurance in place, at least if something happened to you.
It's peace of mind.
It's
family
peace of
would be
mind. It's
taken
absolutely
it's
peace,
peace
of
of
mind.
mind. And
I
maybe
like what you said too. A few shows back, you said that a client had said that when she got her life insurance, that she felt like she was covering
taking a snapshot.
of her. Yes.
Of where she was right then and there.
Yes.
And I thought that was so powerful. It has really stuck with me since she said that, because I was like, wow, it is true. That is
This is where I am.
We're in the selfie generation. Hey, take a selfie of yourself right now and your life insurance policy.
Right.
Because that life insurance policy, if you buy the right type, it's like you said, stuck in time, just like your teeny pencil lead of a spot didn't have a possibility to move because of its location. If you buy the right life insurance, you take a snapshot of your life right now, and then it does not move.
Right.
It stays right there with that age and that time of your life, but it covers you throughout your life, but the cost is not increasing with your life.
I love that.
And just
That's powerful.
And just like we're talking about early detection, think about early protection. Because why wait for something to happen?
And that's when
It's
you can't
too
get
late.
it.
Yeah.
You can't
Why wait
get
for
it.
something to happen?
It's too late.
Be protected. Be proactive before something happens.
Absolutely.
You know, and the best time is youth.
Yes.
You know, when you have less medical issues.
Those juveniles.
Yeah, so don't wait. You know, and it's amazing how many people I run into that don't know to insure their children. They said I didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
Well, you
know?
need to think about it.
How do you
Right.
not think about that?
I mean, look at you, Tony. You said you were in the 9th grade.
I was in the 9th grade. Absolutely. In the 9th grade, I can remember it like it was yesterday. And it did. It took a long time. I was embarrassed. I was young. I didn't know what to expect. And, I didn't always have these big old tatas.
Save the tatas.
They were a little smaller. But, it's so important. Because people don't think about even their children get sick.
Right.
Right.
Life happens. We have to protect.
I mean, we know people right
everybody.
now that their children are impacted by one thing or another. You know, you have a lot of children that are impacted with leukemia and all different types of cancers and tumors and things. You guys, I mean, we got to stop thinking like we're indispensable.
And that's what
I mean,
Or
that's
it's not
just
going to
wrong.
happen
It's
to
not
us.
gonna happen to us.
Or it's not going to happen to us.
Right.
But until
Yeah.
it does, and you just got to protect yourself.
Wrong
So,
attitude.
yeah, this portion of the show is being sponsored by The Sphere. Are you starting a business or looking for a place to advertise? Do you have a need to reach out to thousands of people across the world to sell your brand or sell your product? If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at The Sphere. We offer a wide variety of content delivery platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. Plus, we have the vast demographic reach within the United States as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue, coupled with a strategic ad, is surely to hit the mark every time. Call us today at area code 772-7789 or send over an email to advertise@thesphere.tv.
Awesome.
Boom.
Boom.
Love it. The
Yes.
Sphere.
Got to be here at the Sphere.
Man,
Awesome
this
things
is
are
some-
happening.
This is some awesome stuff that's happening.
Yes.
This is good information
Yes.
for people to know because everybody has or knows someone who has been affected by breast cancer
Yes. 1
or
in 8
some
is the statistic.
or
1
some
in
form
8.
some
1 in
form
8.
of something that they need to hear.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And what you were saying too, long-term care. You know,
Yes.
fortunately, I didn't need that, but that is a component that's needed as well because some of these people are in the hospital. Breast cancer or even cancer are in the hospital months at a time.
Wow.
Yes.
And you think about those treatments and they can't go back to work because
Can you imagine
chemo
what that does?
makes you sick.
What
It
that does to
does.
their finances?
Right.
Oh, it's
Right.
crazy. I mean, I was the caregiver for my mom who died from the number 1 cancer, which is lung cancer. And man, after diagnosis, treatment, 10 months. I lost my mom 10 months after diagnosis, but that entire 10 months she had to have care.
Right.
Wow.
I
Right.
was her caregiver for 10 months. And so, I mean, it didn't matter. She didn't have long-term care.
Right.
She was fortunate enough to have proper coverage to take care of her medical needs, but that didn't take care of what was needed at home.
Right.
Wow.
It did not take care of what was needed at home. And thank God I work for myself, so I didn't have to ask for time
Hire
off.
a
I could do,
nurse
I could do what I needed to do. But you guys, that's when I really took serious long-term care, when I had to take care of my mom.
Right.
It's true, life events really trigger something in us to take
Right,
action.
right.
Absolutely.
Because I'm a licensed financial professional and I was providing that benefit to primarily physicians, talking to them about it. And it didn't hit me until I was like, wow, I'm having to take care of my mom.
Mm-hmm.
What if my children can't do this for me if something
Exactly.
happens to me?
Exactly.
And I don't know that I even want to put them in that position. And if they are in that position, I want them to have the financial means
Absolutely.
to
Yes.
be able to do for
Yeah.
me what they need
and,
to.
and another reason that I took long-term care, I was fortunate enough to have long-term care, on my husband's job. However, I knew that I only had one child,
Right.
and I did not want to leave that burden,
On the
to
child, yeah.
her.
Mm-hmm.
Being by herself, the only sibling who's going to take care of mom.
Right.
That's a lot.
Right.
It's
And
a lot.
I see people go through it a lot of times, and I even see families who have siblings, and there's some siblings who don't
They won't do it.
do it.
Mm-hmm.
They won't
and
come
some
forward.
people that cannot, they don't have the
It's not their thing. Yeah.
they don't, I don't even know the word to use, but they don't have the capacity to be a caregiver.
Right.
They can't handle it.
Wow.
I know with me and my siblings, we each took
Turns.
turns doing certain things,
Mm-hmm.
but certain things I did, my siblings couldn't do, and
Right.
certain things they did, I couldn't do.
So you see how you had the help, and then if you have that, leave that burden to one
One
person.
person, they're responsible for everything.
And especially those who don't have children, I encourage
Oh,
you.
Yes.
yes.
Who and single people, because let me tell you something, this is just not for older people. Long-term care is also needed for those persons who are between the ages of 18 and 65.
Absolutely.
That number is 40%.
Yes.
We need to really,
We're talking about things like
Motorcycle
MS,
accidents.
accidents.
Right.
We know someone whose daughter's just been,
Diagnosed
had a tumor on their brain.
Yes.
You guys, like I said, we've got to stop taking life for granted. We've got to do what we need to do to make sure that we're prepared for when the storms come. And sometimes it's not us, but it's a loved one, it's a spouse, it's a sibling, it's a parent, it's a cousin, it's a close friend, it's a colleague, a partner. I mean, come on, you guys. We've got to get serious with this. And so we shared this last week. You were able to talk about this network for African American women. And I
Yes.
wanted to put this on the screen again
Yes, the Sisters Network.
because you guys, even though, breast cancer is not discriminatory, our African American women are the mortality rate it's unfavorable for us.
Right.
And so we're so grateful for Cheri's story, but that's not the story for many women. So you need to be able to go here. This is a support for African American women, and it's the Sisters Network.
Absolutely.
And then
And Cheri, I also encourage you to call them and go there. It is a local organization, and you can go there so that for your event on the 18th, they will give you materials and things that takeaways for ladies to take away, or
be
gentlemen
great.
to take to the female or the ladies in their families. It's a really great organization.
Yeah.
Yes. And so, and I kind of want to switch gears a little bit, talking about African American women. We are, unfortunately, like I said, the mortality rate is unfavorable. But in addition to that, we're also the breadwinners,
Right.
in our families. You were. That was your story.
Right. And it's when I touch on what you were saying about we are, the most populated population, African American women, I found that when it comes to things like breast cancer and mammograms, it's taboo. Just like to talk about insurance, life insurance is taboo. People don't want to talk about it. And it's a fear of the unknown being known, because I have 5 sisters. They didn't do mammograms. Never. I have sisters that have never done it.
Wow.
Because it's like that mentality. And plus, they're older than me. So that's that old, mentality. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
But
it's
you don't
like-
even know if it's broke.
Exactly.
We
But
gotta
you
get out
got
of
to
that
find out,
mentality.
and I found that a lot, it's something, negativity that comes along with it. Mammograms is negativity that comes with life insurance, is negativity. It's so much negativity.
Things
and
that can really
we
be
have
good
to
for you.
dispel that myth. It's like,
Yeah, it's
you got to get
ridiculous.
out there and get educated and learn and know and do. So
Since your diagnosis, have your sisters had a change of heart?
2 of them, but the other ones are still, they're like, oh, we're old enough. Something happens. Oh, well, and that, it hurts me, but that's their decision.
I think
that's their decision.
What do you think?
I think it's selfishness.
It is.
I think it's selfishness because, again, we're not thinking about the people that that are impacted, our
Exactly.
our people's lives that we impact.
Right.
You know, I like that you were saying, okay, I don't want to leave that responsibility
On
on
your
my
daughter,
one
yeah.
child.
I have one child.
You're thinking beyond just you.
Right.
You're not thinking, well, when it's my time, it's my time.
Right.
No, you're thinking about how will my daughter be impacted by this? She's the only child. The burden that will be left on her.
Absolutely.
You know, we've got to stop being selfish in our thought process.
Yeah, change your
you know,
Change your
you know,
thinking.
change your mindset. You know, and not only do we need to change our mindset, we need to really get serious. You know, that's another hashtag I'm using a lot now. Get serious, because you can't get educated if you're not serious.
Right.
Once you're serious about a particular topic, whether it's life insurance or breast cancer awareness, or getting your finances in order, or doing your yearly exams, or eating properly, once you're serious about these things, then you take action.
You will take action.
You will seek the education. But if you're not serious, hey, it's a moot point. You're not going to do the necessary action.
Right.
And that's up to you. You have to make that decision. Make that decision, take action, and save your life.
Yeah, and like I say, if you don't do it for yourself, do it for your kids.
Right.
If you don't do it for yourself, do it for your children.
You know, and I always tell people that when I'm out in the field and I'm talking to individuals and families, like, hey, if you don't want it, do it for your children.
Right.
These are the people that you say you love.
Right. Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, this portion of the show is being sponsored by KOG and Company. Are your unique gifts and talents changing the world? Unleash Your Dopeness is a people power empowerment movement built to encourage the masses to operate outside their fears and have the gall to recklessly pursue their dreams and passions in life. Join thousands of others as we unlock the greatness that dwells inside. Shop dope gear at KOGpassion.com. That's KOGpassion.com. And use the coupon code DOPE, D-O-P-E, exclamation point, for 10% off exclusive Unleash Your Dopeness apparel. Act now. Sizes are selling out fast. There
You know
we
what I'm
go.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, we see what you're saying.
So
I
yes.
want to jump into this article real quick, because this is really a powerful article. It talks about Black women supporting their families with few resources. And so you might be asking, well, what does this have to do? Well, first of all, if you have few resources, then you have to also be able to consider events that we're talking about here today and protect yourself, okay? Despite increasing college attendance and labor force participation, African American women still aren't getting the economic security of their white peers, okay? So let's take a look at this. The importance of women's economic health in the Black community is hard to overstate. That's in part because Black women tend to shoulder a lot of their household's financial burden. More than 80% of Black mothers are the breadwinners, defined as sole earners or bringing in at least 40% of total earnings in their household. That's compared with 50% of white mothers. And 3/4 of Black women who hold breadwinner status are doing so alone.
Hello.
Hello.
Alone.
We grew up seeing it, you know.
Yep.
Alone.
We've seen it for so many years.
Lived
and
it.
Yes.
Alone.
Yes.
Okay. I lived it too.
Yes.
And I was a single mother providing for my family, then married, then divorced, and back a single mother again. So you guys, the importance of getting protected is so very important, because if that's the situation with you living, imagine what the situation will be if you depart prematurely.
I can't even imagine.
Right.
I mean, then
With those
statistics.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
So, I mean, we've got, and I have to say this, we have got to squeeze out enough, and that's where you've got to get in contact with us, either one of the three of us, because it is affordable for you to provide proper protection for your family.
Right.
You can do it for pennies, you know?
Yeah.
There's all types.
Always something that's
There's
affordable and
always
suitable.
Right.
something suitable and affordable. So you have to reach out to us. I'm LaShonda J. at HoustonHousewivesOfFinance.com.
I'm Tony S. at HoustonHousewivesOfFinance.com.
And I'm Cheri Gardner, cheriabroad@gmail.com, and I am a licensed financial professional.
Awesome.
Yes.
Guess what? You can also reach us on all our social media platforms, including Instagram. We're on Meetup. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook, of course, as the Houston Housewives of Finance official. If it doesn't say official, it's not us. Guess what? They can also check us out on our website.
Yes,
I was with
yes.
somebody yesterday and they say, "Hey, I remember you from somewhere." I said, "You do?" I said, "Well, this is your second time seeing me, so I need you to take action." Check us out on our website. Go to www.
HHOfinance.com.
I knew she was saying
HHOFfinance.com. It's there.
it's there.
You can schedule an appointment online, you guys. And also, in addition to that, you can text us. You can text Ask HHOF at 31996, and you can schedule an appointment there too.
Absolutely.
There's so many ways to reach out to us. Don't forget the workshops.
Ooh,
Yes.
yes, our workshops. You want to make sure that you can get in our workshops on Tuesdays. We're at 13831 Northwest Freeway, Suite 215. That's in Houston, Texas, 77040. Again, that's Tuesdays at 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 10 a.m.
If that's not good enough for you, Wednesdays is an option for you. You can come to West Houston, 11111. That's 5 ones, Suite 100. And that's Katy Freeway, Houston, Texas, 77079. Wednesdays at 7 p.m. and also Saturdays at 10 a.m. There is no excuse. If that's not good enough, you guys, you can go to Pearland. We have something in Pearland for you, too. The address there is 11233 Shadow Creek Parkway, suite number 255, and that's Pearland, Texas, 77584. Mondays is an overview, Thursdays is workshops. That doesn't work for you, you have to reach us at 1-844-700-4463. We'll give you another location. We have several all across the U.S. and in Canada. There is no excuse.
Absolutely.
None whatsoever. We're not letting you out on an excuse
Yes.
because there is no excuse.
Take away
Okay?
all the excuses.
There's no excuse for not taking care of yourself. There's no excuse for not being properly protected, having proper protection, not just on your life, but on your health,
Right.
disability, long-term care.
Right.
There's so many things, critical, chronic care.
Yes.
There's so many things that you can get done for yourself and really go to bed and be like Cheri. If something, whatever come with me, I'm good. I'm ready to handle it. I'm ready to
Absolutely.
take it on, head first, because I have everything in place to make sure if things don't turn out right, I'm good. But also, if things do turn out right, I can go through it financially.
Right.
And my family can go through it.
Right.
So these are things that we have to start taking serious, you guys. We've got to get serious.
Those numbers, though.
I
Yes,
know.
80%. 80%.
So
Breadwinners.
So if something happens to the breadwinner and you're a single person, who takes care of your children?
Right.
Financially.
Absolutely.
Because you know what? They're going to love them to death. But financially, who takes care of that burden?
And are they prepared? Are we looking at the statistics? I mean, we don't have. Then you think somebody else
They don't
has?
have
Right.
it either.
They already have to take care of their families and
Absolutely.
struggling through it. So, I mean, let's not leave that responsibility. I love when we had the guy
Bobby?
from Fort Bobby,
Mhm.
and he said, it's not the responsibility of GoFundMe to bury your loved
Exactly.
ones.
Right.
It's not the responsibility of other people
Right.
to take care of the people we leave behind because we didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
We have got to get serious and take care of our business.
Right.
Absolutely.
We've got to get our affairs in
In
order.
order.
In
Yeah,
order.
absolutely.
Yes.
And let's just reiterate, yes, we're talking about it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month and it's very important. But I like what Cheri said, and I say it all the time, is that the early detection is great. Proper protection early enough, okay?
Yes.
Don't wait for something to happen.
Right.
And now you want to make sure that you can take care of your family.
too late.
It's too late.
It's too late.
It's not the time
Once
to do
diagnosed,
Yeah.
you can't have
That's
it.
damaged goods. They don't
Yeah,
want. They
you
don't.
can't have it.
No.
The thing with life insurance, if they can predict or it's predictable when you're going to go, you're not insurable.
Right.
So, of course, all of us are going to go. But if you have any type of diagnosis that is going to say you're going to be checking out of here sooner than later, or there's a possibility of it, then they don't want to take on the risk. So you guys take these things seriously. Come to the workshops, get educated, learn, reach out to us. Our consultations are free.
Yes.
We can sit down with you, explain these things. I mean, you have someone right here who's a survivor and also a financial representative that can help you. So ladies, I mean, if you're struggling with any type of diagnosis that you've had, typically the time frame is 5 years.
Right.
Cheri's in her 8 years, but
Right.
after 5 years, typically some insurance companies will at least consider.
Correct.
Prior to that or during diagnosis, they will not.
Right.
No.
They will not. So the time to take care of this is right now.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Right now.
Yes.
Wow. Well, this has been another incredible show.
Yes,
Incredible.
It has.
Incredible.
Yes.
We
Thank
want to thank you
you
so
so
much,
much.
for opening up and sharing your story. We
Yes.
really appreciate it.
And thank you for having me on the show.
You're
Absolutely.
more than welcome.
So
I
you
enjoyed it.
guys,
Yes.
we've got more to come for you this month during Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Definitely check out our website. Check us out on Facebook. Go follow us. Share this show. Get serious. Get educated. Get a mammogram.
And get
properly
protected.
protected.
Get protected.
Okay, we'll see you next week. Same time, same place, right here on The Spirit. Bye-bye.
Bye.